Hey everyone! Ever wanted to start using YOLO and object tracking but felt totally lost and didn't know where to begin? This video is made just for you. Today, I'm going to show you the easiest way to step into the world of YOLO, object tracking, and object detection. Over the next minute, you will see the interactive tracker demo, which instantly displays all detected objects. And when you click on any object, it highlights it with a cool scope style overlay and reports its exact position on the screen in real time and keep track of it. And anytime we can change the tracked object to another detected object. I'm showing you two demos today. One using the official YOLO V11 model and another featuring aerial footage with Unidrone, which is a custom-tuned YOLO model. And yes, as you might already know, you can train YOLO to detect anything you like in your field and in your application. So maybe a topic for the next video, so stay tuned for that. In just a few minutes, I'll walk you through all the steps needed for this demo, from cloning the Ultralytics GitHub repository, installing the required modules, and setting up the demo step by step. All you need to know is to run a basic Python file, that's enough. So without further delay, let's dive into the demo and get your foot wet with YOLO. Okay, first thing first, head over to the Ultralytics official GitHub repository, link is in the description below. You can take a moment and read some of the concept and definition of the YOLO here. Head over to the example folder and find the YOLO interactive tracking UI. Here you can find all the demos, prerequisites, features, hardware explanation, everything you need to run this demo. You can just download the Python files from here and run the Python code yourself. But let's do it in a cleaner way and more systematic. So we're gonna clone the whole Ultralytics repository in our system. We're gonna copy the Ultralytics repository URL. Best way of doing this and best practice I would recommend you is to use VS Code. So this says you can open VS Code and click on clone git repository, then clone from GitHub and paste the repository URL here. And that's the easiest and more systematic way of doing it these days. But in this video, I'm going to show you the old day methods using terminal. So it depends on your OS and your system. Open up your terminal. In Windows, I'm going to use PowerShell. So assuming you already have Git, we're going to create a directory anywhere you like. I'm going to create it something like sources, repos, and git clone the repository over there. So if you don't have Git installed, just go ahead and Google how to install Git and it will be just a few clicks. After this, I assume that you already have Python, pip, and this kind of things installed. So these are the basic things if you're watching this video, probably you know how to run the Python codes. In next step is to install the Ultralytics module. So the easiest way, which is not the standard way of doing that, is to install it globally by just copy and paste pip install Ultralytics, and it will take care of everything and install Ultralytics and its dependencies on your system. But there's a tip here. It says if you are a developer and you have different sort of versions of modules and Python version, go ahead and use something like Conda or virtual environment, which avoids any conflicts. And the next tip is telling you if you are going to run this on a GPU enabled system using CUDA, for example, make sure you install the correct version for your hardware. Here we're going to use Windows, pip, Python, and here I'm going to use NVIDIA 4070, so we're going to use the latest version of CUDA, and make sure you have the driver for your GPU system. It depends on your hardware. If you're using Jetson or any other board, it might be different. So make sure if you're going to use the GPU, everything is installed. If you are going to use CPU, which you don't need to take care of anything. Now all we need to do is to cd to the Ultralytics, the clone repository, and here we can use code dot to open VS Code in this folder. Now we can navigate to the example folder and YOLO interactive tracker UI and see the codes in a nice format in VS Code. And maybe if you prefer to have your workspace cleaner and not busy with all the Ultralytics files, you can manually cd to the examples and then YOLO interactive tracker UI. And from here, type code dot. So here you are on your workspace is switched to just the YOLO interactive tracker UI. and you can see only the .py file. Here we are. Now all we need to do is just change this parameter, depends on your system. For example, if you want to use GPU, just change this enable GPU to true. Maybe you want to change the YOLO model file here and some tracker configuration and parameters. But the most important thing you might need to change is this video capture. If it's set to 0 as it is right now, it means it's gonna load the video from the default webcam. So if you have more than one webcam, you might need to change it to 1, 2 or something like that, or change it to another video source. Let's run the code. Here, because I haven't selected any Python interpreter, VS Code will automatically ask me which Python version or which Python interpreter you want to use. Again, the best way is using the VNF or Conda to have virtual environment. But for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to click on the global version Python 3.12, and run the code again. And hopefully in a few seconds, you will see the results. But you can see here it said it's using CPU, but the YOLO 11 small version was not found on my system, so it will automatically download it and load it. And the moment of truth, you can see the video. Here it is. You can see my webcam feed. It's detecting me. It's not tracking, detecting me and the cup of tea, the nice cup of tea that I have in my hand. And now I can track the cup of tea in my hand while also keeping track of other objects like another cup in the video. Many drinks we have while we're coding. Okay, we are tracking one of the cup of tea, not the other drink. And meanwhile, we can see the results in the terminal. It's reporting everything. And you can also report the exact position and even change the focus target. Here I'm using a very powerful CPU, so you will still see 30 frames per second. But if you want better performance, you might need to enable the GPU and run the code on GPU. But let's make the demo more interesting. I recorded a video while driving first field of view, maybe first person while driving, and copy the video in the working directory and call it test drive YOLO.mp4. And in the code, instead of just video capture 0, all I need to do is change this to the name of the video file, which is test drive YOLO mp4. And I changed the tracker type, the YOLO model, to work with YOLO large version and the GPU. So let's run the video and see what's happening. Okay, here it is. We can see all the objects, cars, person, even my hands is being detected as a person, and even interior of the car is detected as a car, which is nice. Now we can track this white Suzuki and keep track of it. And as you can see, YOLO is not losing it. It's doing a very nice job tracking this car among all other cars. And since this code has an option to save the output file automatically for you, after the code execution, you can find another mp4 file that is automatically created for you in the working directory. So you can open that video file and see the output of the tracker. Alright, that's enough for today's video. I hope you found this demo clear and easy to follow, and now be enough motivated to explore more in this field. If you don't want to miss the next videos, maybe on retraining the YOLO for your own projects and your own application, or maybe explore even more advanced demos, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Good day.